This track was actually an overseas collaboration between me and a Greece producer. His name is Soki. He goes by the producer name of Soki. And this song is actually about, it's about love. It's about somebody who is falling in love at such a level that it kind of pulsates beyond their own understanding. And that it results in a feeling of, in feeling invincible and blissful. And that they want to really see if the other person kind of vibes to that feeling, because the person believes that a lot of good things could happen, when the other person says yes.
Welcome to episode 2 of a mixtape of memories. Technology has shrunk boundaries a long time ago, but lockdown brought my heart's desire. And here we are today with Natasha, singer-songwriter from Netherlands. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Anchor. For me, Natasha, it's like my own radio station. I could have great conversation with amazing folks like you beyond boundaries, just on the click of a virtual button.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited for it.
I just want to know, before we start, how was your lockdown experience?
My lockdown experience?
Are you guys still
I guess
in lockdown?
we're all still... Yeah, in the Netherlands, we are still on total lockdown. So actually now the rules have become the most strict. So we have like a curfew in the evening. I can just tell you how I experienced the lockdown like so far because we're still in it. Obviously you have a lot of things that don't go your way. But as for music, I'm really glad that these kind of measures don't really stop my creativity. I use this time or free time to just make a lot of music. Of course, it's difficult, but I think every measure that is taken against coronavirus is for the greater good. So I like to see the positive things in that as well.
Cool. So what's your routine like right now?
My routine, actually, it's a really, really busy routine because even though we're not allowed to go anywhere as such, I fill my hours with doing my master's degree and music. So I use the digital space to connect with people also like this on this amazing podcast, but also I use it to teach around the world. So that is something I do. My routine would be, I guess, I'll wake up, brush my teeth, say hi to all of my housemates, and then start recording my music or making a tutorial, editing, and take breaks in between, seeing friends. Yeah, like that. So it's like a mix of making videos and tutorials, teaching and recording. Yeah.
Right. So how does your teaching sessions go? Like, what do you say? You're only teaching, what do you call it, ukulele or and how's it?
For now, I teach only ukulele lessons. So that is the trademark I have right now to just make tutorials for the arrangements that I make myself. You can see that on my YouTube channel as well. I am open to giving guitar lessons one day. If somebody would ask me like, hey, can you teach me the basics of guitar? Then I would. But I do think that ukulele is now my more expertise to teach. So that's a bit how it goes. And then I teach online, usually. Only online. I'm also open for physical lessons, but that's not really possible right now. So I teach students and adults and people of all ages and levels.
Or all around the world?
Yeah, so in the Netherlands, a few people, but also in the UK. I have a student in Slovakia. I taught in Spain. In India, I once had someone in Australia, and the United States. So it's a bit difficult with time management, but I think that if you plan good, that it shouldn't be a problem at all.
Great, man. You are damn busy, man. Wow.
Yeah.
At the age of 23, somebody could be so busy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really the motivation that keeps me going because I want to become a successful musician that bad that, I love doing it. And if you plan it well, then you also have time for friends and other social activities. And I also like to run. So I do a lot of running. So I get the physical exercise as well. And it's all about, I think, time management and really wanting to do it. So also really knowing that, for example, when you have reserved as such 2 hours to be on something, that you really use those 2 hours to be on that. And if you get that focus right, or that focus point as such, then you will realize that you have a lot of extra time as well.
Right, what you're saying.
At least that's how it goes for me, but that it's really important to have a motivation or some kind of drive. And I think what drives me is my passion, for sure.
That you want to be a successful musician.
Yeah, if I wouldn't do anything, then it wouldn't happen. So
it's like running, actually. You start with 1K, then you go to 2, then you go to 5. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's actually you constantly pick up a new goal and run towards it. And this could really explain why I love running as well, because it's kind of another way of putting that into practice. I use music a lot for running too, by the way.
What do you listen to when you're running?
Good question. Actually, I listen to a lot of rap music when I run. So also upbeat, like dance music, but also rap. Could be Eminem, but could also be like August D. He's a Korean rap artist. But it could also be an R&B song. It really depends on the mood that I'm in, but not slow songs. Yeah.
Cool. By the way, when I run, I started listening to you when I was running, and I could run, no problem.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
You need to try
crazy.
slow music while running. I was listening to Air Supply when I was running. So these are all like really slow ballady numbers. I don't know, there's some kind of piece when you know the lyrics and you're singing and you're running, and you don't know that you're beating time. You got it, right? Like you set for yourself a time. I want to run.
Yeah, that's true. Exactly.
Yeah, try it. It's going to work. You seem to be traveling a lot, as I went through your Instagram page, and it was like you've been to Taipei, Japan, Singapore, South Korea. How's it?
True.
What's happening to the traveler inside you right now?
Oh man, I can't even explain, because actually a year before, right before the lockdown, I went on exchange and I was able to visit all these countries. So actually, yeah, of course, when I came back, I had all these new plans of, I'm going to see Europe and take ukulele over there as well and make music and meet people. So obviously that was put to a halt. So that really sucked. But I like to see it on a bit of a more positive side by being glad that I was able to visit those countries in the first place without any coronavirus, because the people of this year were not even able to go there.
Okay.
So
yeah, even here it's a lot crazy. So traveling is really screwed up. And have you ever visited India?
Yeah, several times. So my parents are actually from Kolkata, and a part of my father's family is from Pune, and he was born in London. So actually that resulted in us going every 2 or 3 years, usually during monsoon season in India. But last few years I haven't been. I was planning to go in January, but we halted it because coronavirus was already kind of getting active here. So we kind of postponed that just in case. And I'm in the end glad that we did. But yeah, several times I have visited.
So you grow up in Netherlands, correct?
Yeah, that's true.
So what kind of music, how's the music scene there? Let's say if I talk about India right now, most of the folks, now the dominant one is Bollywood, or recently coming up is the rap thing. So how's it in Netherlands?
So in the Netherlands, I would say EDM, so electronic dance music. The Netherlands is basically the epicenter, one of the most central parts of the world, considering EDM so electronic dance music. They also have this global leading conference and festival program every year. It's called ADE, Amsterdam Dance Event, and that's the biggest festival/conference in the world. So yeah, I would say that. But I do believe that a lot of South American reggaeton music is also getting a lot into like Afro beats. Is also getting into the Dutch music industry. So also with rap on it.
So you are into EDM. I've seen a lot of your videos having beats and stuff.
Yeah, so EDM is a really, really big genre. So if I say I am into EDM, then it's not specific enough. I do love dance music, but it kind of varies from like deep house and general house. It really depends on my mood. But I also really like these ethereal, dreamy beats that just kind of transfer you to another place. That's really also not only something that I'd like to listen to, but it's also a big inspiration point for me that I want to make music like that.
Right. So what I understand from talking to you is that you stay with your friends. So your family is back in India?
No, my family stays here as well. So I live in Utrecht now. That's the most central province of the Netherlands. My parents live in another province, but the Netherlands is really small. So you can get there in 1.5 hours by train. But currently I live in student dorm rooms, and I have 8 other housemates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So how did you get into music?
Well, how I got into music, I've been listening to music my whole life, basically. So, actually, when I was a toddler, I would not eat unless my mother would play like a music channel. So it was really, my love for it has been ingrained since when I was very young. I started playing the guitar or picking it up or strumming a bit when I was 11, 12, and I actually took lessons when I was 14, 15 or so. So since then, never stopped.
You just kept going on.
Yeah, and it will.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are the artists that inspired you at that age when you were young and probably something in middle and what do you listen to right now?
Yeah. So what I listened to back then, my biggest inspiration at that time was Jung. He's a South Korean fingerstyle guitarist, and I actually watched his videos. I don't know, it must have been a million times, to learn that fingerstyle guitar technique. That I was really wanting to learn, because online back then there were not really videos on how to perform it like that. So I just watched and listened continuously, and then I just kind of studied that and copied that. So he sparked that kind of passion that I wanted to become a successful musician myself in the best way possible. So he was an inspiration, and he still is. He sparked it, and what I listen to right now, I must say that I've explored my musical preferences a lot in the past few years. I love R&B. I listen to indie electronic music, that kind of stuff, indie pop. Artists that inspire me now are Alina Baraz. She's actually the prime example of the music that I would like to make one day. And a lot of other artists like FKJ, Flume, Emotional Oranges, Khalid. Those artists really take it up for me right now.
Never heard of any of the music is so vast. So
That's okay.
After
Yeah.
so later when I'm listening to the podcast again, so I'm gonna refer to them and I'm gonna search them out. Yeah. And
sure, cool.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
So is there like what do you say, Shangajang? I think he started very young, and tutorial videos were there since a long time.
True.
From his side, correct? If I'm not wrong, and he started covering a lot of artists on the guitar, and
yeah,
he played with by the way, Jason Mars, right?
Yeah, he did. I know that video.
Yeah,
he did.
So who's your what do you say, inspiration, or is there somebody that you want to play with, like, oh, I want to play with this person or collaborate with this person?
Jung. And I think and then Alina Baraz, I think what I just said, like the prime example, she's the actual prime example of what I would really love to make. So if I could have like a studio session with someone, then it would be her or Khalid. One of those people. Yeah.
Okay. So other than Shangajang, what do you say? Is there any other artist that you really have learned from? Like,
learned from. I didn't really search up ukulele tutorials, I think. I didn't do that. I looked up chords and just practiced those. What really helped me is that I could transfer my guitar fingerstyle skills to the ukulele. What I did was actually watch his ukulele videos and try to copy that. And what I did use was Songster. That's like a tab sheet page. And then I looked up various tab sheets and learned from that.
So that's great, man. Like you're really focused, and the definition of your success, that what I understand from
Yeah.
you is that you want to satisfy yourself. You want to beat yourself at every step.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I understood. So that's a great
Yeah.
motivation to have.
Thank you so much. And it's actually, I think, the most effective motivation, because if you do something for something else or someone else, then it won't be that long-term motivation. If you're really doing it for yourself, then it's only for yourself. So obviously, I really appreciate if people say a lot of lovely things about it, and if there's feedback, I'm more than happy to take that and kind of how do you say that? Use that to become better. But I think that if you're more focused on what other people think, or if you compare yourself too much to other people, then you would kind of some people could. I'm not saying that everyone does that, but some people could absorb all the compliments into ego and bounce back all the constructive criticism they get, and that's not what I want to do. Or the kind of way I want to work. So in order to avoid all of that, I think that it's really important to set for yourself your goals, like what are you really, really interested in, and then just triple down on that.
Great, man. So just want to understand, like, what do you say? So one of your recipes is, what do you say, your motivation. What are the other recipes of your music? Like what would you put to make this good music out? What all comes into it?
What comes to it, it's not only making music. Like nowadays with the whole new the new technologies in Web 2.0, it's extremely important to also learn business strategy and marketing strategy, and not only producing music, but also knowing how you get it out there. So actively engaging with people, also out of goodwill, keeping a humble attitude, be grateful for every step on the way, and also not, how do you say that? What I just said, not compare yourself to others. So my recipe would be do the best you can do, and don't be discouraged if something doesn't go your way, because things never go exactly your way, and it never really goes according to plan. And you should also be prepared for these kind of setbacks, and see the bigger picture of that
Anytime
as
you
well.
had a setback?
Yeah, I think I don't know how many hours I spent on recording projects and putting days and efforts into it, with export number 39, 40, and then in the end deleting the whole project because I wasn't happy with it. And then nothing happened. Or when I had to, or recording something for someone and then hearing that it's not going to be used at all, or that somebody else is not willing to put in the work. For me, that's a setback, because I don't really want to waste time on things. And obviously that's something that's going to happen. So when you accept that, then it's already good. Like you can't control how somebody else would do. And I think that has been a setback in the past, because I love music so much, and sometimes it was a bit hard or more difficult for me to realize that not everyone shares that exact same passion, and some people just want to make music for fun, like for shits and gigs.
So when I was going through your Spotify, I found the one that we talked about, the Songs of the Sea project. So what exactly is that project?
Oh, okay, yeah. The Songs of the Sea project was something that I did, I think 5 years ago or something. It was when I first started to write a bit of ukulele music. It's an old project, but one that I'm really proud of, because back then the song that is on there, Those Things, is actually the first song that I've ever written. And I was back then really into ukulele and singing. So to get that song published on that album was really cool. I was approached via Facebook, and the best part of it all was that the profits of that album went to organizations that were putting an effort to preserve ocean pollution. So they were going against that. So everything went to charity.
All right. So that's a good initiative to be involved with. So Facebook directly approached you, or folks from Facebook approached you?
Oh, no, not Facebook on itself. I posted my videos, like the first few videos I've ever made, in ukulele Facebook groups. And then somebody of that group approached me like, hey, we're working on making this collaborative album of female ukulele artists. Do you want to be on it? And I was like, yeah. Totally. So it went like that.
So when did you write your song Deep Into My Eyes?
Yeah, that's nice. I wrote it in, I think around November. So in November, October, something like that. So in November was the actual release. I wrote it in October, and then it had to go through the production process and that kind of stuff. So a few months ago.
All right. And curious question: how is your scrapbook so clean?
Yeah.
Because I saw the photograph, and there's only one error: the shape of T and the shape of G got mixed up from guitar to ukulele. Is it?
Yeah.
Do you write music so clean, or is it just a show scrapbook?
Yeah, well, that scrapbook was made, I think I made that, I don't know how many years ago. So I don't really do that now anymore.
Yeah.
My writing actually, clean. It's more fast. So I do work with a certain structure, but I'm getting new into recording all music and saving these kind of products. I mean, audio files. So I think it will get cleaner, but I wouldn't take the scrapbook as a reference because that was just like a little time pass I had or something.
Okay. So when you're writing, so how's the process of writing? Like, let's say today I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write. Is that the process, or you feel something and then you start writing, or do you have a topic? And how does it work with you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Actually, it kind of differs. So for me, it's really important that the beat that I get or write on is something that I already feel something on. So I should really be connected to the beat or to the instrumental in the first place. So when I work with the producer, I have a lot of reference tracks and a lot of things of how I want it to be, because I think that would evoke the most feeling, and then the writing process would go easier. So then it would be like my creativity. I don't force it, like it comes with feeling, but I do sit down and think, okay, can I write the verse? The songwriting process goes really quickly for me, actually, relatively quickly. So that's nice.
So it's like it's in a day's time, or it takes like about a day or two. How is it?
Yeah, I think a day or two. If I sit really intensely with it, then it would take a day or two for me to write the main vocals and all the ad libs and harmonizers. But sometimes I go to sleep and then I get this idea and then I press my record button on my phone and then I start humming because I think that would be nice to save. So I have a lot of those video files on my phone as well. So it's not always planned. A lot of it is sporadic as well.
All right.
It could be during the day.
All right. So do you write a diary in general? Like a lot of folks, what do you say, to put down their thoughts in diaries and then open up later and then go back to the diaries and then pick out verses. So do you do something like that?
Actually, I don't. I did once make like a Google Doc where I pitched all my ideas and feelings that I wanted to write about, but I don't keep up a diary. But I do believe that it's really important to practice self-reflection and that kind of stuff.
Right. So which is your instrument of destruction? The guitar or the ukulele? Or you have something else?
My instrument of destruction? Well, I play ukulele the most, so all my videos are more into ukulele, so I play that the most. But I do also really have a love for the guitar and its robust sound. In the last few years, I've started to give singing way much more attention than I did before. So nowadays, also during the lockdown and everything, I'm really focusing on exploring how I can really develop that as much as possible by exploring different musical genres and styles and that kind of stuff. So it kind of varies. I don't really have one instrument of destruction. I think they all add up into the music of destruction that
One
I
big
make. So
music
let's
bomb.
just say it like that. Yeah, a music bomb. Like let's say it like that.
All right.
True.
Yeah. All right. By the way, you have a R&B track coming out, correct? On 12th of February.
True. Very true. Yeah, 12th February. It's called Hold
So,
Me.
can you tell us about this track?
Yeah, of course. So this track was actually an overseas collaboration between me and a Greece producer. His name is Soki. He goes by the producer name of Soki, Soki. And this song is actually about it's about love. It's about somebody who is falling in love at such a level that it kind of pulsates beyond their own understanding, and that it results in a feeling of in feeling invincible and blissful, and that they want to really see if the other person kind of vibes to that feeling, because the person believes that a lot of good things could happen, when the other person says yes. So it's kind of that theme it has.
Man. So, is there any of your personal experiences included in this, in the lyrics of the song?
Yes, there is actually. It's easier to write about love, I guess, when you are. So it's not like it's how do you say that? I do have a girlfriend in the Netherlands, and I must say that writing on this kind of feeling really made the whole songwriting process easier because of that. So yeah, a personal experience did go into that.
It's your personal experience that you have translated in music.
Yeah,
Great,
basically.
man. Amazing. So, I'm gonna give you words and let me know as quickly as possible what comes to your mind. So, what is the first word that comes to your mind when I say food?
Food. My mother's cooking. She has, so she loves cooking in the same way that I love music. So she is now busy with making her own workshops and all kinds of culinary things. So with food comes to mind my mother's cooking and my parents' restaurant. My parents have an Indian restaurant, so.
Amazing. So you can have your mishti doi and what do you say, kheer kodam and all those things in Netherlands. Wow.
Yes, it's pure bliss. So nice. I've also been there with friends of mine who were also obviously very pleased by the fact that my parents have a restaurant, and you can get that kind of authentic Indian food in the Netherlands. So that's really cool. For sure.
That's very nice, man. So by the way, in the flow that I was gonna ask, this is how it was gonna be. All right. So I've never had a script. This is the first time that I had a proper script and I screwed it up. So this is like, do you like food? Okay. This is the first question. Like, do you like food? Yeah. Then what? Then dishes, sweets, or do you cook? Then you go to mom ke haath ka khana. Then the next thing is like, oh, talking about cooking, what is it? What is the recipe of your music? So I screwed it up. So when you got it right. So I was like, why am I asking this question all of a sudden out of the blue? What the heck? So there was supposed to be a flow. Anyways, we'll get better, as you said. Each iteration is gonna get better. So yeah. I'm gonna give you 4 more words. So this is like Netherlands.
Yeah. Cheese.
India.
Kolkata.
Ukulele.
Fingerstyle. Man, this is harder than I thought.
Childhood memory.
Childhood memory. Playing outside with my neighbors.
Cool.
Neighbors.
Fun.
Having a really nice party with friends.
Right, great. Netherlands is known for parties.
Yeah, that's true.
So great, man. Yeah. That's a quick one.
Yeah. Basically.
All the best for the new single that is releasing on February 12th. And
yes, thank you.
And
thank you.
May you have a lot of success. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for coming on board with Billboard 86.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me
pleasure is
over.
all ours, man. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Yeah.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Maybe we'll stay up too late. Baby, you make me wanna stay. We got something so good, baby. Got me feeling so hooked lately. I can't get enough. You're telling me that you're a lot. Well, I am convinced that you're not. A lot of things we can do, baby. Vibing all around, it's crazy. I'm falling in love. Let's escape, hide away. This feels so right. Hold on to me tight. Time and space washes away, but I'm by your side. Hold on to me tight. Oh, hey, let me travel through your mind. What do you see when you close your eyes? I would like to make our spirits collide. I wanna show